Praxis 5713 Practice Test with Rationales Preparation Quiz. Question 1. A 7th grade student, Maria, has written a research paper about the history of the Olympic Games. In her conclusion paragraph, she writes, "In conclusion, the Olympic Games have changed a lot over time. They started in ancient Greece and were only for men. Now, they are a huge international event with athletes from all over the world. The Olympics are a symbol of peace and unity. So, that's why the Olympics are important." Her teacher, Mr. Thompson, wants to help Maria write a more effective conclusion that synthesizes her ideas and leaves the reader with a lasting impression, rather than simply summarizing and ending abruptly. Which of the following prompts would be most effective in guiding Maria to revise her conclusion? Is it? Option A. Maria, you need to restate your thesis statement in the conclusion. Go back to your introduction and copy your thesis here, but use different words. B. Maria, your conclusion is a good summary, but it ends too abruptly. A strong conclusion should also look forward or leave the reader with something to think about. Can you add a final sentence that connects the history of the Olympics to their meaning for athletes today, or maybe a thought about their future? C. Maria, you have a grammar error. They started in ancient Greece should be it started in ancient Greece, because Olympic Games is a singular entity. Fix that, and your conclusion will be much stronger. Or D. Maria, your conclusion is fine. It summarizes your main points, which is the purpose of a conclusion. You don't need to change anything. The correct answer is B. The correct answer is B. This question assesses knowledge of the specific characteristics of an effective conclusion paragraph. A strong conclusion does more than just summarize. It synthesizes the main ideas, reflects on their significance, and provides a sense of closure while often leaving the reader with a final thought to ponder. Maria's conclusion is purely summative and ends with a weak, colloquial statement, so that's why. Option B correctly identifies the issue, the abrupt ending, and provides a generative prompt that guides Maria toward a more sophisticated conclusion by asking her to think about broader implications or connections. This scaffolds her revision process without doing the work for her. Option A gives a formulaic instruction that might produce a technically correct but still weak conclusion. Simply restating the thesis is not enough. Synthesis and a lasting impression are key. Option C incorrectly identifies a grammatical error. The Olympic Games is typically treated as a plural noun in American English, e.g., the Games are held every 4 years, so they is correct. Even if it were an error, fixing it would not address the structural weakness of the conclusion. Option D is incorrect because it fails to recognize an opportunity for growth and sets a low standard for what constitutes effective writing. This question highlights the importance of teaching the nuanced purposes of different parts of an essay. Remember, we can take your Praxis 5723 exam for you, remotely and undetected, with pass score guaranteed. Message us via the number in the bio. Question 2. A student is writing a persuasive essay arguing that school uniforms should be mandatory. In one paragraph, the student presents an opposing view. Some people argue that uniforms stifle students' individuality and self-expression. The student then writes the next sentence. This is a stupid argument that makes no sense. The teacher wants to help the student address the counterargument more effectively and respectfully. Which of the following revisions best models an effective way to refute a counterargument in academic writing? Is it? Option A. This argument is completely wrong and has no merit whatsoever. B. While the concern about stifling individuality is understandable, it overlooks the fact that students can express their individuality in countless other ways, such as through their choices in accessories, hairstyles, and extracurricular activities, rather than through potentially distracting or inequitable clothing. C. People who say that are just wrong and don't understand the real issues. Or D. The argument about stifling individuality is not a good one, and I will now explain why it is bad. The correct answer is B. The correct answer is B. This question assesses the ability to teach effective argumentation, specifically how to respectfully and logically refute a counterargument. A strong refutation acknowledges the opposing view's validity or reasonableness, then provides a logical counterpoint. Option B does this masterfully. It begins by validating the opposing view. The concern is understandable, which shows respect for the reader and builds credibility. It then provides a specific, logical rebuttal that points out an overlooked aspect, other avenues for self-expression. This is a far more persuasive approach than simply dismissing the opposing view. Options A, C, and D are all examples of weak refutation. They are dismissive, insulting, and lack any substantive logical counterpoint. They would undermine the writer's credibility rather than strengthen their argument. Option B models the sophisticated rhetorical move of concession and refutation. Question 3. A student is writing an essay and is unsure whether to use who or whom in the following sentence. The candidate, many believed would win the election, conceded defeat. Which of the following provides the correct word and a clear explanation of the grammatical rule that determines the choice? Is it? Option A. The correct word is who. It is the subject of the verb phrase would win. The clause is who would win the election, and who is the subject of that clause. B. The correct word is whom. It is the object of the verb believed. The sentence means many believed him, so whom is needed as the object. C. The correct word is who. It follows a comma and refers to a person, so who is always used in such cases. Or D. The correct word is whom. It is used after prepositions, and here it is part of a prepositional phrase. The correct answer is A. The correct answer is A. This question tests the ability to correctly apply the rules for who versus whom, a notoriously tricky grammar point. The choice depends on the pronoun's function within its own clause. In the sentence, the clause is who would win the election. The verb is would win. The question is, who or what is performing the action of winning? The answer is the candidate. Therefore, the pronoun is the subject of the clause, and the subject form is who. Option A correctly identifies who and provides a clear, accurate explanation based on its grammatical function. Option B is incorrect because it misidentifies whom as the object of believed. Many believed is the main clause, and the entire clause who would win is the object of believed, but within that clause, who is the subject. Option C gives a simplistic and incorrect rule. Option D is incorrect because there is no preposition here. Question 4. A student is writing a research paper and has included the following in-text citation, Smith 45. At the end of the paper, the student has a works cited page with the following entry, Smith, Jane. The History of Writing. Boston, Academic Press, 2020. Which of the following statements accurately evaluates the student's citation format according to MLA style? Is it? Option A. The citation is correct. The in-text citation includes the author's last name and the page number, and the works cited entry provides the full publication details. B. The citation is incorrect. The in-text citation should include the year of publication, not the page number. C. The citation is incorrect. The works cited entry should list the publisher city without the state, and the title should be in italics, which it is. Or D. The citation is incorrect. The in-text citation should have a comma between the author's name and the page number, like Smith, 45. The correct answer is A. The correct answer is A. This question tests knowledge of MLA citation format. In MLA style, the standard in-text citation for a source with a known author is the author's last name and the page number, with no punctuation between them. Smith 45. The works cited entry provided follows a standard MLA book citation format. Author last first. Title. Publisher year. Option A correctly identifies that both the in-text and works cited entries are correctly formatted according to MLA guidelines. Option B describes an APA-style citation, author date, not MLA. Option C is incorrect. Including the city and state, if needed, is standard in MLA for books published before 1900 or for publishers that are not well known, but for a modern academic press, the city is often optional. However, the presence of the city does not make the entry incorrect. Option D is incorrect. MLA style does not use a comma between the author and page number. This question requires specific knowledge of a common citation style. Question 5. A teacher is reviewing a student's essay and notices the following sentence. The team of researchers presented their findings, which were surprising to everyone in attendance. The teacher wants to discuss the use of the relative pronoun which with the student. Which of the following statements accurately describes the function of the word which in this sentence? Is it? Option A. Which is a subordinating conjunction that introduces a dependent clause that cannot stand alone. B. which is a relative pronoun that introduces a relative clause that provides additional, non-essential information about the noun findings. The clause is set off by a comma, indicating it is non-restrictive. C, which is an interrogative pronoun, suggesting the sentence is asking a question about the findings. Or D, which is a demonstrative pronoun, pointing to a specific set of findings. The correct answer is B. The correct answer is B. This question tests knowledge of parts of speech and clause structure, specifically the function of relative pronouns. In this sentence, which is a relative pronoun, it refers back to the noun findings and introduces the relative clause, which were surprising to everyone in attendance. This clause provides additional information about the findings. The presence of the comma before which indicates that this is a non-restrictive or non-defining relative clause, meaning the information is extra, not essential to identifying which findings are being discussed. Option A is incorrect, which is not a subordinating conjunction, like although or because. Option C is incorrect. An interrogative pronoun, like who or what, is used to ask a question. Option D is incorrect. A demonstrative pronoun, like this or that, points to a specific thing. Option B correctly identifies the part of speech and its grammatical function within the sentence. How many did you score out of 5? Let us know in the comments below. Also, tell us which exam we should cover next. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more.